Hey, everyone. That was really stilted. Let's do this again. Hey, guys. You're listening to We Don't Watch Movies with me, Monze, and...
Me, Corinne.
Woo! Okay, and this week we're talking about a movie we both haven't seen. We decided to go a little James Dean. We're talking about East of Eden.
Oh, yeah, that was the movie.
Corinne remembers the movie we were going to discuss.
You said a James Dean movie, and I was like, okay. And then when I went to Google, I just Googled James Dean.
Dean. It's my favorite movie. My favorite movie is James Dean. There is like a movie called The James Dean, I think, Story. It's supposed to be like a bio on his life. I don't know how good it is, but...
Interesting. All right.
Something.
Why haven't we seen East of Eden?
Okay. I guess I will answer first. So, I haven't seen because it looks like it's just teen drama. Like, just drama. Like, all his movies really are just, like, straight drama. And I don't like straight drama. I like to laugh. I like to cry. I don't like to cry.
Drama. None of that straight drama.
I think East of Eden is a little gay. I think the guy, like the friend character, is in love with him or something. Or maybe they had a thing. I think that's also something I've heard that, like, you can read, like, between the lines or whatever.
The subtext.
The subtext.
I love subtext.
I love the gay subtext. So yeah, I haven't seen any of his movies. Like, I know Giant is another one of his, and that has Rock Hudson and, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah. And, that's again another just drama. And then his third one, I forgot what it's called. Giant.
You said Giant. You just said Giant, and then you said the third one, Giant.
I'm thinking of
Rebel
the other
with
one.
a Cause?
Rebel Without a Cause.
That's the only James Dean movie I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they remade that movie.
Did they?
They kind of remade it, but with Michael Cera. But it's called something else, but it's similar to Rebel Without a Cause. I remember people were comparing it to it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So every time I've looked them up, I'm like, oh, this is just a big drama, and I don't want to see a big drama. I'd rather just watch a nice, light, fluffy musical or something.
Okay. I haven't seen this movie because I didn't know it existed.
You only know one James Dean movie, and it was Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah, and I didn't know about that movie till, like, I was in high school, or college. So I just didn't know this movie existed, and when you told me about this, every time I hear East of Eden, I might have heard people kind of talk about East of Eden, just, like, casually mention it, but it makes me think of West of Eden, which is a science fiction book I have.
Of course.
Where the premise is, what if dinosaurs didn't go extinct?
Of course.
And they evolved into intelligent dinosaur species, lizard people. And I read, and what if they meet a human man? So that was the book I read, and it was very weird.
Was that like the premise for that movie by Pixar? Do you know which one I'm talking about? The Last Dinosaur.
I think in that one, like, they were actually like dinosaurs, right? I haven't seen The Last Dinosaur, actually. That might be a good one.
I've seen maybe the first 10 minutes of it. It was very strange, and I was like, I don't like this.
Because the boy is like their pet or something? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, but in the book, it's, like, very R-rated. There's, like, weird interspecies sex going on. I'm like, what is happening? But there was
someone hasn't been on AO3.
Okay. But yeah, it was... I read it in high school, so it was just a weird thing to read. I don't know why my dad had that book. I guess like it was interesting thinking about.
I'm not. I didn't say a word. I said
It was-
absolutely nothing.
It was interesting thinking about how they would communicate differently because they're evolved from like lizards and like reptiles as opposed to like mammals and primates. So like there was some interesting things on how he imagined the culture would look like because they're the dominant species. But that's what I think of when I hear East of Eden. I think of West of Eden, so which is very different. And to my knowledge, hasn't been
Yes.
adapted to a movie, but maybe it has.
Yeah, it has. It's called The Good Dinosaur.
They Disney-fied it. They took out the edge.
They took out the edge and they left the creepy.
All right, so
classic,
what do you think
Disney.
this movie is about?
Okay, I have no idea what this movie is about. Okay, but it has Natalie Wood, who's my girl. So I'm assuming it's, well, I know it's a coming of age story. Like, I know that much, right? Like, it's these three friends, and I'm assuming it's going to be like a love triangle kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that obviously James Dean falls in love with Natalie Wood, and maybe Natalie Wood also falls in love with him, but the friend, the guy, I think he might be in love with James Dean. Yeah, but then also they're like teens and they're getting rowdy and it's the 50s and they're like, no, Dad, it's my life, not yours, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I think the movie is about.
Okay.
Maybe,
so...
and, you know, and they were like, we're going to be best friends forever, that kind of thing. But of course, these relationships are tearing us apart. Like that.
All right. So when I was looking up the synopsis, I think I've looked up this movie before.
Okay.
Because occasionally I go down a James Dean rabbit hole because I'm like, wait, was this man gay or was he not?
Occasionally. You just occasionally go down a rabbit hole.
Every so often I go down a James Dean rabbit hole and then East of Eden pops up and makes me think of the book and then I want to know what the movie's about. So, but I don't remember what the movie's about.
Clearly not if you go down this rabbit hole quite often.
Occasionally, like once a year maybe.
That's quite often. Considering I've never done that. So.
Anyways, I saw that the movie is based on a book by John Steinbeck.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know about John Steinbeck,
Grapes of Wrath,
having not read any of his books, but having read the synopsises again on an
I've read all the
basis.
synopses for John Steinbeck, and you say I'm uncultured.
It's not like I don't want to read the books. I would like to. I just never got around to it. I think
I read The Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Okay.
The movie's good too. Henry Fonda. Anyway.
I think it's like he writes a lot of like period sort of pieces. Like they all take place during the Dust Bowl or whatever. So I think it's like that.
Oh, I don't think they were period pieces at the time that he was writing them.
He wrote Grapes of Wrath while the Depression was happening?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
It was a period piece. It happened a year ago.
I'm doing great today. Okay, he's clearly a contemporary author for his time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wrote it in the 30s.
I thought Of Mice and Men was a period piece.
I've never read that one, so I don't know about that one.
I think Grapes of Wrath was the 40s. But I don't know. Whatever. It still wouldn't really be a period piece. I'm talking on my ass here.
No, the Grapes of Wrath takes place during the Dust Bowl, which is the 1930s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The movie came out in the 40s.
Oh, fast turnaround.
They used to do that. They still do that. Like freaking Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, what, 10 years? Like, whatever.
Sometimes it takes forever for them to make the movie, though. But, anyways, I think it's, I don't know when it's set. I guess it's set somewhere in the 30s or 50s. I don't even know what to think it's about. I'm going to say what I think happens, but it's not going to be plot related. I think these are just things that will end up happening.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not like I had a very plot heavy sort of contribution.
Yeah.
So.
I'm like, I like your plot. I think that makes sense, but I still want
Mm-hmm.
to contribute something.
No,
So
no, no, yeah.
I think that there's gonna be homoerotic tension, as we
Of course.
discussed, of course.
Yes.
Um, I'm I'm getting like a Tennessee Williams Glass Menagerie Cat in a Hot Tin Roof vibe.
I love Cat in a Hot Tin Roof.
Yeah. So I'm getting I'm expecting something that is similar to a Tennessee Williams play. Especially since there is closeted gay men in both. Um, and then I think someone's gonna get shot and or killed. Like or
Shot and or killed.
yeah,
Okay.
like if it's not shot, like they're strangled or something. Like someone's going to try. Like one of the main characters.
Someone might die.
Yeah, someone dies. One of the main trio dies.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. And I think someone marries someone that they don't want to get married to.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So
someone gets married they don't want to get married to. Someone dies and or gets shot.
Yeah.
Homoerotic tension. And what was the other one?
That some sort of Tennessee Williams reference.
Okay. I don't think someone's going to be like, did you read that play?
No. I mean like it within the story, like something that's like, oh, this is like what happened in Tennessee Williams.
Okay, so you just all right. So just a vibe, like
yeah, just the vibe of a Tennessee Williams
okay.
play.
I don't know if we're gonna pick up on a vibe via a synopsis, but we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna be on the lookout for these.
Okay.
So.
All right. So that's my bingo board. Let's find the trailer.
Bingo board. Let's see if we can get bingo.
East of Eden trailer. Can you see it?
Yes. Temptation.
It's that made the other brother become the other man.
Oh!
We already have
Love
some
triangle.
homoerotic tension.
Such startling characters. I think all trailers about books need to start with a picture of the book cover. The curtain sensations of the house on the hill.
Stinking city hall. They sneak in at night, and I walk in this front door in the daytime. See?
The temptation
Oh,
to make the
no.
other brother become the other man.
You're no good. And don't lie to me about trying to help.
Oh!
Ooh, there's a fight.
All the intimate secrets.
I love that. Turn an impatient girl into a desirable woman.
I love you,
Maybe I was confusing this movie with the other one, Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah.
Because that's not Natalie Wood.
There's life in its every emotion, leaps from the pages of John Steinbeck's best of all his bestsellers. And to bring new vitality to every explosive chapter.
Oh my god.
Capture for you the stark realism of people who love so deeply, hate so fiercely, live so recklessly. Warner Brothers had to seek out vibrant new personalities, tap new sources.
We had to find new people for this movie because this book was too much.
Seen as Cal, the wildest boy you've ever met. Julie
He's so
Harris
wild he
as
jumps off
Daphne,
trains.
the most outspoken girl you've ever known. Jo Van Fleet as Kate.
She didn't even say anything.
Woman you've ever seen. And all
She's
the
so
other
wicked, she
memorable
smokes.
figures who form a dramatic cavalcade that moves across California's lustiest era and her most colorful locale.
Come you did it.
It's definitely the 30s.
Did what? Shot my father.
Oh!
Because he tried to
Oh.
hold me. He tried to tie me down. Nobody holds me.
No one holds her?
Someone gets shot?
'Cause now I
Already, we know.
wasn't imagining it. Perhaps you were thinking I was bad.
This is a long trailer.
Even though I'm afraid of you.
Yeah. I can't hear what she's saying.
Your son Aaron. He's everything that's good. Say hello to your mother, Aaron.
Ooh, the drama. With such fire and fury. CinemaScope. Okay, I think I was definitely confusing East of Eden with Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait, why is it auto-playing?
It's their most daring novel.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, scrap whatever I said because I literally had no idea what this movie was about.
I still don't know what it's about.
Well, it seems like, okay, it's a very daring, feisty,
Fiery.
fiery,
Furious story.
Furious story. Okay, I think it is a love triangle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm assuming they sort of come from a broken home. It seems like maybe the father was killed by the mother or something because he was trying to, I don't know, kill her or rape her or something. And then the brothers are competing for the love of that one girl with the bad haircut. And
I was like, that doesn't look like Natalie Wood.
no, that's not Natalie Wood. That's why I'm like, oh, I confused it with Rebel Without a Cause. Yeah, okay. And then she's engaged to the older brother, but she falls in love with the younger brother, and they have the sex before marriage, and now it's a whole scandal in the town or something.
Ooh.
And so now the brothers are fighting to see which one of them is going to marry her. Maybe she gets pregnant or something, I don't know. And then the mom is like, I don't want you to end up like your father, or like whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna throw in, I think there's an inheritance plot line.
Okay, we're adding to the bingo. Inheritance plotline.
And if there is a pregnancy, I think the pregnancy gets lost.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna add those two.
A miscarriage, okay.
Yeah. So let's figure out what happens.
Please let us figure it out, because we don't know. I feel like the trailer told us a lot, and yet absolutely nothing.
I know, I'm like...
it was like, it just assumed we knew what the book was, we read the book, we know what was going on.
Yeah.
I was like, no, they don't teach us this in school.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so, according to Wiki, this is a 1955 drama film directed by Elia Kazan, and loosely based on the fourth and final part of the 1952 novel of the same name by John Steinbeck.
Okay.
They are saying it is about a wayward young man who, while seeking his own identity, vies for the affection of his deeply religious father against his favored brother, thus retelling the story of Cain and Abel. Oh, Bill Ives is in this. Okay. Alright. I didn't think to put in a biblical reference. That would make more sense than a Tennessee Williams. Okay. Alright, so...
I mean, it definitely had a Tennessee Williams vibe.
I feel
Just
like...
the trailer.
Yeah. Alright.
But I think a lot of, like, those dramas with, like, Paul Newman and Marlon Brando and James Dean all sort of had that vibe. I think that was just a lot of the way.
It's because it was all family drama, which Tennessee Williams just always wrote about. Yeah. Alright, so the plot line is loosely based on the biblical story of Cain and Abel. The story is set in 1917, so it is a period piece.
Okay.
During World War I, in the central California coastal towns of Monterey and Salinas. I know where those are. I've been there.
Congratulations.
Those are like really anyways, okay. Cal and Aaron are the young adult sons of a farmer and wartime...
Cal and Aaron. Cain and Abel.
So it gets better. They're the young adult sons of a farmer and wartime draft board chairman, Adam Trask. With whom they live in the Salinas Valley. Their father is named Adam. Okay. Adam is a deeply religious Christian. Cal is moody and embittered by his belief that his father loves only Aaron. Aaron is courting his girlfriend, Abra. According to Adam, the boy's mother, Kate... Abracadabra. Kate is dead and gone to heaven. However, Cal discovers Kate operates a brothel in nearby Monterey, but does not immediately reveal this to Aaron.
Wait. Who's Kate?
Kate
The
is their
mom?
mom, yeah.
Okay, so the dad said that the mom is dead, but actually the mom owns and runs a brothel.
Yes, in another
Okay.
town.
All right, it's 1917. The father's super religious. Okay.
Yeah. After Adam's idealistic plans for a long-haul vegetable shipping business venture end in a loss of thousands of dollars, Cal decides to enter the
What
bean
a
growing
dream.
business
Another dream.
as a way of recouping the money his father lost. He knows that if the U.S. enters the war, the price of beans will skyrocket. Cal hopes this will finally earn him the love and respect of his father. He asks
It's
Kate.
not worth it, Cal.
He asks Kate to borrow the $5,000 capital he needs. Meanwhile, Aaron's girlfriend Abra gradually finds herself attracted to Cal, who seems to reciprocate her feelings.
Ooh. Okay.
Cal's bean venture is successful, and he decides to give the profits to Adam for his birthday at a surprise party planned by him and Abra. Okay, there's the Tennessee Williams right there.
Okay, we got two.
Yeah. Because that's reminding me a lot of the whole birthday dinner thing with Cat in a Hot Tin Roof, where they're all vying for the father's affection. That reminds me of that. Okay. As the party begins, Aaron suddenly announces that he and Abra are engaged.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. While Adam
Does
is open...
Abra know?
Huh?
Does Abra know she's engaged?
While Adam is openly pleased with the news, both Abra and Cal are uneasy due to their emerging relationship with each other. Girl, okay.
Uh-oh.
Cal makes a surprise birthday present of the money to his father. However, Adam refuses to accept any money earned by what he regards as war profiteering.
What? Okay, sure. You know what?
Cal also does not understand and sees his father's refusal to accept the gift as just another emotional rejection.
Yeah, of course. Of course he would. Yes, I understand, Cal. I'm on your side.
Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, what is wrong with the father? There's definitely some favoritism going on here. When the distraught Cal leaves the room, Abra goes after him to console him as best she can. Aaron follows and orders...
Is that right, huh? Console him? Is that what we're calling it these days?
Aaron follows and orders Cal to stay away from her. In anger, Cal takes Aaron to see what has become of their mother, pushes Aaron into Kate's arms, and returns home alone. So that was that scene we saw in the trailer.
Okay. Well, yeah, you think you know everything, Aaron? Here's our mom.
When his father demands to know where his brother is, Cal initially responds, "I'm not my brother's keeper," but then tells him. The shock drives the pacifistic Aaron. Oh, he's a pacifist, that's why. Oh, because he's Christian. Okay.
So, I need to introduce him to our Congress.
The shock drives the pacifistic Aaron to get drunk, lose his... Oh, no, the son Aaron is pacifistic, not the father. Okay.
Oh, okay, the son, yeah. Adam's the dad, remember?
I thought it was the dad. So Aaron gets drunk, lose his mind, and then board a troop train to enlist in the army. When Sam...
Wow. That's a move! Oh, my mother sells women for sex. I'm going to get super drunk and join the army. There's nothing else for me now.
Not the woman that he's engaged to, who apparently doesn't give two shits about. Alright. When Sam, the sheriff, brings the news, Adam rushes to the train station in a futile attempt to dissuade him. He fails and can only watch helplessly as his son steams away from him with his head out the railcar window, maniacally laughing at him.
He's definitely gonna die.
Adam then suffers a stroke, which leaves him paralyzed and unable to communicate.
Wow.
Cal tries to talk to him, but gets no response and leaves the bedroom.
Because he can't communicate.
Yeah. Abra pleads with Adam to show Cal some affection before it is too late. She persuades Cal to go back into the room. When Cal makes his last bid for acceptance before leaving town, his father manages to speak. He tells his son to get rid of the annoying nurse and not to get anyone else, but to stay and take care of him himself. The film ends with Cal alone, sitting by his father's bedside, the emotional chasm between the father and son apparently closing.
What? That's it? Is there a better?
I'm gonna.
Look on IMDb.
I'm going to IMDb right now.
That is so dumb. Okay. How is that? I wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, what do you mean? Let me take care of you. Now he's just like owning his life. Like he's already done everything his whole life to try and get his dad to love him.
Yeah. Okay.
And now that's not a healthy relationship.
I know. So Adam suffers a stroke. Most of the townspeople, including Sam, blame Cal for what has happened. Sheriff Sam persuades Cal to leave town and quotes a Bible verse relating the event to the conflict of Cain and Abel in the land east of Eden. So that's where the title comes from.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is pretty much the same. Yeah. Let's see
maybe
if
we should have done Rebel Without a Cause.
Huh?
I said, damn, we should have done Rebel Without a Cause.
I'm looking up the novel.
Okay, yeah. That's so weird. I thought there was going to be more. I didn't think it would just end after the older brother Adam leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron. He just ditched his woman.
I know. He was so shocked to find his mother was alive that maybe...
He just went, like... he just went crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some backstory here. So the book has, like... Because the movie's based on, like, the last fourth of the book, there's all this other backstory where we learn more about the father. So the father is kind of like the main sort of character in the book, it seems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a Hamilton family. He talks about how that family grows up and everything, and then the father, Adam Trask, purchases the ranch, I guess, that they're on. And then we learn more about the father. So, let's see. And the mother is Kathy. So, alright, I'm just gonna read through this so we have some backstory. Because I imagine they go into the backstory a little bit in the movie anyways. So, Kathy, the wife, is described as having a malformed soul. She is... Is this really it?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she is described as evil and delights in using and destroying people. She leaves home one evening after setting fire to her family's home, killing both of her parents. Okay.
Damn. Okay, girl. Okay.
She becomes a whoremaster's mistress, but he beats her viciously upon realizing that she is using him and leaves her to die on Adam and Charles's doorstep. I think Charles is that's his younger half brother. The father's younger half brother is Charles. So Charles sees through Kathy's facade, but Adam falls obsessively and irrationally in love and marries her. However, unbeknownst to Adam, Kathy seduces Charles at the time of her marriage and falls pregnant with twins, leaving open the question of whether Adam or Charles is the twins' father. She attempts and fails at a primitive abortion with a knitting needle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, there's your
There's my one thing, although it was a failed one. Adam, newlywed and newly rich, now arrives in California and settles with the pregnant Kathy in the Salinas Valley near the Hamilton family ranch. I wonder if this means he doesn't like the one son because he looks like his brother.
Charles.
Kathy neither wants to be a mother nor stay in California. Though she warns Adam that she does not want to go to California and plans to leave as soon as she is able, Adam dismisses her, saying nonsense. Shortly after, Kathy gives birth to twin boys. She has packed and attempts to leave. Adam tries to lock her in the bedroom to stop her. She convinces him to open the door, shoots him in the shoulder, and flees.
Oh,
so there's the shooting line.
There's your shooting.
Yep.
We should have done the book instead of the movie.
Adam recovers but falls into a deep depression. He is roused out of it enough to name and raise his sons with the help of his Cantonese cook Lee and Samuel, who helps Adam name the boys Aaron and Caleb after different characters in the Bible. Okay. Lee becomes a good friend and adopted family member. Lee, Adam, and Samuel have long philosophical talks, especially about the story of Cain and Abel, which Lee maintains has been incorrectly translated in English language Bibles. Lee tells about how his relatives in San Francisco, a group of Chinese scholars, spent 2 years studying Hebrew so they might discover what the moral of the Cain and Abel story actually was. Their discovery was the Hebrew word timshel means thou mayest, becomes an important symbol in the novel, meaning that mankind is neither compelled to pursue sainthood nor doomed to sin, but rather has the power to choose their path. Meanwhile, Kathy has become a prostitute at the most respectable brothel.
I'm a prostitute, but it's a really good brothel.
In the city of Salinas. She renames herself Kate Albey and embarks on a devious and successful plan to ingratiate herself with the madam, murder her, and inherit the business.
Damn, girl, okay. She is. I can't help but like her. She's kind of crazy, but...
She has plans.
But she knows what she wants. She goes out there and she gets it.
She's a girl boss.
Yeah, she is. She's the Elizabeth Holmes of her age.
She makes her new brothel infamous as a den of sexual sadism. Oh my lord. Okay.
We'll never go there.
I like that that's the reason why you would never go there.
Well, for many reasons.
After Charles dies of natural
sadism
causes.
in my brothel?
More likely than you think.
Likely than you think.
Adam visits her to give her money Charles left her. Kate renounces him and the entire human race.
I denounce you and the entire human race.
And shows him pictures of the brothel's customers, all pillars of the community. Adam finally sees her for what she is and pities her, leaving Kate to hate him. Adam's sons, Caleb, Cal, and Aaron, echoing Cain and Abel, grow up oblivious of their mother's situation. They are opposites. Aaron is virtuous and dutiful. Cal is wild and rebellious. At a very early age, Aaron meets a girl, Abra Bacon.
They should just named her Abracadabra like I suggested.
Who is from a well-to-do family, and the two fall in love. Although there are rumors around town that Cal and Aaron's mother is not dead, but is actually still in Salinas, the boys do not yet know that she is Kate. Samuel finally dies of old age and is mourned by the entire town. Inspired by Samuel's inventiveness, Adam starts an ill-fated business venture and loses almost all of the family fortune. There was an inheritance plot earlier that I didn't read. So that's another thing. The boys, particularly Aaron, are horrified that their father is now the town laughingstock and are mocked by their peers for his failure. As the boys reach the end of their school days, Cal decides to pursue a career in farming, and Aaron goes to school to become an Episcopal priest. Cal, restless and tortured by guilt about his very human failings, shuns everyone around him and takes to wandering around town late at night. During one of his ramblings, he discovers that his mother is alive and the madam of a brothel. He goes to see her, and she spitefully tells him they are just alike. Cal replies that she is simply afraid and leaves. Cal decides to buy his father's love by going into business with Samuel's son, Will, who is now a successful automobile dealer. Cal's plan...
Why'd you say it like that?
They're business partners.
Oh, then they're business partners.
Oh my god. Cal's plan is to make his father's money back, capitalizing on World War I by selling beans grown in the Salinas Valley to nations in Europe for a considerable premium. I see. He succeeds beyond his wildest expectations and wraps up a gift of $15,000 in cash, which he plans to give Adam at Thanksgiving. Right? Like, that's a lot of money now. Imagine back then. He gave him like 100,000, if not $1 million right there.
Could you imagine saying no? No, son.
Right.
I'm a pacifist. What a jerk.
Aaron returns from Stanford University for the holiday. Oh, Stanford. There is
You go to
tension in the
Stanford
air.
to become an Episcopalian pastor?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
There is tension in the air because Aaron has not yet told their father that he intends to drop out of college.
Oh.
Rather than let Aaron steal the moment, Cal gives Adam the money at dinner, expecting his father to be proud of him. Adam refuses to accept it, however, and tells Cal to give it back to the poor farmers he exploited. Adam explains by saying, I would have been so happy if you could have given me, well, what your brother has. Pride in the thing he's doing, gladness in his progress. Money, even clean money, doesn't stack up with that.
Damn. Well, okay, sure. Whatever.
Like, I guess give it back to the poor farmers is one thing, but also, like, he doesn't know his son doesn't even want to do what he's doing right now. Okay, whatever. In a fit of rage and jealousy, Cal takes Aaron to see their mother, knowing it will be a shock to him. Sure enough, Aaron immediately sees Kate for who she is and recoils from her in disgust. Racked with self-hatred, Kate signs her estate over to Aaron and commits suicide. Oh.
What?
I guess.
What? No, not my girl boss.
Aaron, his idealistic worldview shattered, enlists in the army to fight in World War I. He is killed in battle in the last year of the war, and Adam suffers a stroke upon hearing the news from Lee. Cal, who began a relationship with Aaron's idealized girlfriend, Abra Bacon, after Aaron went to war, tries to convince her to run away with him. She instead persuades him to return home. The novel ends with Lee pleading with a bedridden and dying Adam to forgive his only remaining son. Adam responds by forgiving Cal non-verbally and saying the word Tim Shell, giving Cal the choice to break the cycle and conquer sin.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, at least I know more now of what was going on.
Yeah.
But I still don't like this ending.
It seems like there's like a Cain and Abel thing between the father and his brother, Charles and Adam, which I didn't read to you. And then it gets shown again with his own sons. So it seems like a generational cycle. Like, they're saying the rejecting of the gift. Cyrus, who is the father of Adam, prefers the gift from his son Adam, a stray puppy he found, over the gift from his other son Charles, which was a hard-earned, expensive knife. And then Charles attacks Adam, and like tries to kill him, but Adam escapes. So it's Charles is a farmer who works diligently even after he inherits considerable wealth from his father, Cyrus. So it seems like Adam is the favored. Well, the A name is the favored son in both of them.
Yeah.
But Adam is older than Charles, and the other two are just twins. So, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I guess.
I guess we should have done Rebel Without a Cause.
It seems like hard drama.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's just hard drama. Like, it's just too much. Like, I need a breather.
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay. I think a lot of the sort of symbolism, all that stuff, I don't know. I feel like it's too much. It's a little bit too much in your face, but also it's not clear enough all at once. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right? Just because... Because, like, the story of Cain and Abel, right, is that... What is it? Cain kills his brother, right? Abel. But the father doesn't, like, cast out Cain or anything.
This shows this is the book of Genesis, Cain and Abel. So the similarities and how it's shown in both the father and his brother, and then the two sons. So it's the parallels are how Cain works the ground and Abel keeps the sheep. God rejects Cain's gift of crops in favor of Abel's lamb. So it's the idea of preferring life over, I guess, a thing. Because first, the grandfather
That's the thing
liked
that,
the
like,
puppy.
doesn't make any, like, that's so dumb, though, because he has worked hard, right, to do these crops or this bean plant or whatever. But it's like you prefer just, what, a sheep you found or a dog you found?
Well, that's like
I think they're both valid.
well, that's kind of like one of my issues with the Cain and Abel story to begin with.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
You know, Cain's gift wasn't bad, but God was like, nah, I want the lamb. So it's like, okay. And then after being rejected, Cain kills Abel. So that's shown, you know, Cain, the Cain character lashes out at the Abel character, which results in either death or near death, right? And then God puts a mark on Cain to deter others from killing him. Charles gets a scar on his forehead, and then Caleb is just described as being sinister looking. He's got a bad vibe. And then Cain is the only one with children. So
yeah,
yeah,
because their father was Cyrus, but
Cyrus,
in this story, Cyrus.
Yeah.
Oh, so if that's the story, then the kids are definitely Charles's children.
Yeah, exactly. Adam has two children,
Aaron.
but in the novel it stated the children may be Charles. So Charles has the two kids, and then if we go with their father is named
if you go
Cyrus,
with this story, they're
Cyrus
definitely
would be
Charles's
the
children.
Cain one, and then Aaron dies in war, and Caleb is the only one able to carry on and have children. So you have these kind of parallels. It seems like the author shows his hand whenever Adam, Sam, and Lee talk.
Who's Lee?
Lee is his Cantonese friend that helps take care of everybody.
I completely... I'm like, what the heck is this guy?
I think
I remember a Lee in the in the Bible story. Okay.
Yeah, I think in the movie he's replaced with the sheriff Sam, because Sam dies earlier in the novel. So in the movie, so Lee is the one that is kind of there the whole time. He is the one who tries to convince the father. He's the one who finds out that Aaron is going to war and tells the father, sort of thing. But in the movie, because I guess they were like, we don't want Asians in this movie, the sheriff stays alive and plays a larger role, and then the girlfriend plays the final role of like talking to the father to try to convince him to forgive his son.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. It shows that we definitely had no idea what this movie was going to be about when we picked it. Just two blind rabbits just hopping in.
I can see what you mean by, like, it's a pretty obvious allusion, parallel, reference, whatever. But it still seems vague in what he's trying to say. And, like, the messaging, right? It's like, why are the fathers acting like this? Like, why are they being so shitty to their kids? Yeah.
Exactly, because it's like, what specifically about Adam or Aaron or whatever makes them so special, right? Mm-hmm. Other than, the keeper of sheep, whatever, chosen by God.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because if, like, Cain is trying so hard, like, is there something specifically that he did in his youth that was, like, to the father, painted him as, like, a bad son? Or did, the A-named son do something that was, so amazing and so great that you've put, again, the Cain figure in a shadow?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, it doesn't seem, based off both synopses, that there is something there specifically other than, I'm just not gonna like this one kid.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a reflection again. I'm seeing this as, even though it is based off of a biblical story, I feel
Uh-huh.
like it in turn reflects on the flaws of that biblical story, right? Because it is just as arbitrary as what you described in the actual Bible. We don't know why God prefers one over the other. He literally is just
Yeah.
like, nope, I like this one more, and then gets mad when Cain kills the other kid because he's
Well,
like,
I mean,
yo,
even if you think of, well, because if you go back to, right, like one's the, what is it, the keeper of sheep, and the other
yeah,
one's filler of the ground,
yeah,
right? Like one is obviously, like filler of the ground seems to be like he's gonna populate, right? Like
yeah.
he's gonna have children, right? Like I don't see what those two sort of like claims or whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Right, like what makes one better or
Yeah,
different than the other?
yeah,
Right, just
exactly.
that in itself.
Which
Right.
is,
It's not like one was like one is a keeper of sheep and the other one's a murderer, right? Like
yeah,
then you're like, oh, I'm gonna be
exactly.
worried. I should be worried about this.
They seem to just, they
Like,
were just like two kids who were like, Adam was like, give an offering to God based on what you went into, like based on what you
mm-hmm.
do. So Cain is like, here are the fruits of my labor, and Abel's like, here are the fruits of my labor. And instead of God being like, thank you to both of them, he rejects one of the gifts. Like, why are you doing that? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, why are you doing this? It seems arbitrary. You're showing a clear favoritism. If you're supposed to be this benevolent, perfect being, why did you do this? And then like it's easy for you to like sit there and be like, oh, well, you shouldn't murder your brother. Like I know this and this, but at the same time, it's like he wouldn't have murdered his brother if he wasn't so like upset,
Mm-hmm.
about why. Like he must have been wondering like, what did I do wrong? And then he's like, well, if I just get rid of my competition, then he has no choice but to love me, right? Like I could
Yeah.
understand that kind of psychology. So I feel like it's kind of showing the flaw in the original story, and then like what are we supposed to take away from the story itself, because it's
Mm-hmm.
just like a weird, arbitrary, strange thing for a father who was supposed to love both of his children equally to choose a favorite. And we know that's
Yeah. And
wrong if we
blatantly choose
see
a
it.
favorite.
Yeah, if we see it in like
Yeah.
human relationships, you shouldn't choose a favorite among your children because that fucks up both of your kids, you know? So,
Yeah, because the one whose favor is like I can't lose that favor, and the other one's like, what the heck did I do?
it,
And it was
it,
like you literally have done nothing
yeah,
except exist.
exactly. So I'm seeing it as a criticism of
Okay.
this biblical
The Cain
story.
and Abel story.
Yeah. Um that's kind of what I'm seeing it on. It seems like they're trying to go with, well, they can choose, like humans can choose. Maybe they were thinking in the Bible it's a bit of like that determinism sort of thing where like Cain was
Uh
just
huh.
destined to become a murderer, and so this was just fate and destiny just going along, and God's just pressing the buttons he needs to get a point across because he just knows. Like that sort of Calvinism prescriptive sort of thought. But this book is making an argument for, no, you can choose how you continue forward. This doesn't have to be like, you don't have to continue this generational curse or cycle or whatever. And even if you do get rejected, you don't have to react, like you don't have to hurt the other person. So I don't know. I'd have to read the book. I think I'd have to read the book to figure out
I have
what
to
he's
watch
trying to
the
say.
movie.
Yeah, you'd have to watch the movie too.
You can
um,
read the book and tell me what happens. I'll watch the movie and tell you what happens.
okay, that sounds like a plan. I need to read a book for the month anyways.
Good
um,
luck.
yeah, I bet it's a long book. So
It's a
yeah,
short month.
it is. He said it was much the longest and surely the most difficult work I have ever done.
Good luck.
Great. Okay, so then any final thoughts before we go into the rating?
Um, I do, I do like that sort of family drama. Like, I like to hear about that stuff, but I don't like to live it. Um, so that was, like, all the little, like, I knew, of course, right? Like, oh, of course he's gonna have a thing with the sister. Of course the brother doesn't, like, all those little things. Like, I really enjoy that stuff. I guess that's my only take. I don't know what else I'm gonna say.
You started this
Like,
episode with, like, I don't like drama, and you're ending it with, like, oh no, I love family
drama. No, that's the thing, is, like, I like drama, but I like to have levity with it, you know? And I feel like a lot of these movies don't have that. Like, there isn't a breather. Like, it's just constant. And I'm never really in the mood to just watch straight drama.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're reading, like a book or something, and well, it's based off a book, obviously, but just like those little, like, they're going to happen, but at the same time, like, you want to know how it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, that was sort of how I felt about this movie and / book.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. It just seems like just conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict, and there's just no resolution until the very end, and you just get this, like, pithy, shitty resolution.
And you're just like, I guess this is I guess this is how it's gonna end. You figure it out.
Yeah, the book seems to have a bit more of a better ending than the movie. Because the movie, the dad's like, tell the nurse to go away so that you can take care of me. So it's kind of like, you figure that they start bonding over that, but it doesn't undo, like, the neglect and whatever that he experienced in the previous life. But in the book, the father, like, just tells him, like, you can choose your life. You don't have to do what I did. Like, you don't have to fuck up, like, I think you will be able to change this, which seems to be a more ambiguous but hopeful ending. Because at the end of the day, like, Cal didn't directly cause his brother to die. His brother didn't need to enlist in the army. I think he just wanted to shock his brother, and then his brother ended up being like, oh, I can't handle this, and then died. Like, I'm sure he didn't mean for that to happen.
Yeah, again, it's, like, such an overreaction. It's like, why? Like, just go home and punch your brother. Like, that's it. Like, why'd you have to tell it to me like this? Like, why'd I have to find out this way, right? Like, I was better off being ignorant about this, And then maybe he's like, I'm not going to become a priest anymore or whatever. And then maybe he starts drinking and he becomes, like, the bad son. Like, I think that makes more sense than him, like, oh, everything is terrible. I'm going to the army. I'm going to get roaring and drunk and go to the army, and I'm going to die in battle.
Yeah. And it's like,
even somehow that's more nobler than facing facts and facing the truth.
Yeah, and, like, he actually receives, like, inheritance from his mother, even if he doesn't like what his mother turned into. It's like, you could do something with this money that's actually beneficial, like, you know what I mean? And instead you're just throwing your life away? Okay.
No, he can't touch that dirty whore money.
None of that girl boss money for me.
No.
Yeah, I'm finding it intriguing. The dynamics are interesting, and I'm curious to see how those dynamics are laid out and characterized in the book. So I feel like the movie would just confuse me. Because there's all this context. I don't know if it's, like, shown there or not or whatever. But so I don't know if I would watch the movie, but I am interested in reading the book. Depending on how it's written. If it's, like, a difficult reading style to get through, it might be a chore. But yeah. It's interesting, but I feel like I have an opinion on it, but I do think I need to actually read it to, like...
I think I have an opinion.
To solidify my opinion on it.
Okay, what's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for now.
Oh, yeah, I'm also giving it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested.
Yeah.
But would I watch it? I don't know. Maybe. but also just hearing about what happens is kind of enough for me as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm interested, but I don't know if I like it. You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's just like I want to know like a little more about these characters because both of these synopses didn't really get into it. So
I wanna know about the strangers like me.
I wanna know. Can you show me? But yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Then I will, if I read it, then I will have read East and West of Eden. All I need is North and South.
Christ. North and South. Jesus Christ. Oh, Corinne.
Yes. All right, so that's the episode. If you've seen this movie and or read the book, let us know, or let us know your favorite John Steinbeck book, I guess. Monze says Grapes of Wrath is good.
Guess.
Let us.
I do like Grapes of Wrath. It's a good book.
Let us know if
it's a good movie too. Henry
you
Fonda is
agree.
beautiful, of course, but he's always beautiful.
How's the writing style? How is Steinbeck's writing style?
He's easy to read. He's not like that hard.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. I think he can get maybe, again, like a little bit wordy on some stuff, like visual description of things.
Mm-hmm.
I read this book in high school, so I can't, like, give you, like, a huge, like, very good sort of breakdown, I guess.
Is he like?
But but he wasn't hard to read at all.
Okay.
And it's also like that Americana kind of thing. So, and he's writing characters that are usually like not simpler, you know, but they are like everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're reading, like even The Great Gatsby, right? Like that book is a little bit of harder to read.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it has a simple writing style, but the characters are a little more distant, so it's difficult to like figure out what's going on, I think. For Great Gatsby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Great Gatsby is I love that book. But again, I read them in high school. I can't even give it like a good whatever. It doesn't matter. They're both good books. They have different writing styles. I think Steinbeck is pretty simple to understand. There is of course like all those like, you know, metaphors, allegories, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I read Grapes of Wrath, it was a fairly simple read.
Okay. As long as it's not it's not like Dickens or
it's
like...
not Gone with the Wind. Yeah. It's not like Count of Monte Cristo. It's not freaking Moby Dick. Like...
That's what I mean. I'm like, how long do I have to how many pages do I have to read through before the story is like takes a step forward? But it sounds like it's a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. If it's like that, then I'll be able to read it.
Yeah.
Without too much difficulty. So, all right, cool. Monze, where can they find us?
You can find us at Don't Watch Movies on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
You can find me, at Magic Monzer. Also on Twitter. MONZTER.
Thank you. And you can find me
Magic
at
spelled in the usual way.
Huh?
Yeah. I said magic in the usual way.
Magic in the usual way.
Usual normal spelling.
Just usual magic. Normal magic.
Normal magic. There's no special letters.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so rate, comment, subscribe, like, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Tell your neighbors and your male persons and your babysitters and your children and
tell everybody. Go tell it on the mountain.
Go tell it on the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
About this podcast. Anyway, that was it.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.